What is going on, everyone? What is going on? I am your host, The Vibrant Truth. So, this is a little surprise pop up uh, type podcast. Um, you see the title? Um, this is going to be a different podcast. It's not going to be a long podcast. Um, I am going to try and keep it together while doing this podcast. But yeah, some people heal differently. Some people heal in different times. Some people heal faster than others. Some people heal slower than others. So here's the thing, right? Letting go. Sometimes, sometimes things happen that you have to just let go. Hey, Chevy. Oh, change the name. I see it. I like it. Sometimes you have to realize that certain situations are not meant for you anymore, right? You're welcome. Sometimes you have to realize that what once was is not anymore, right? So how do you do that? Most people do different things, right? Yeah, anyway. Um hey, hi Piccadilly. So conveniently wearing my sponsor sweatshirt. Conveniently goes created, chosen, gifted, made stand out. So here's the thing, right? So you realize that certain things and people are not for you anymore, and you realize you have to let go. And people let go of things differently. People let go of things in their own times, in their own ways. In a matter of speaking, this is me letting go. So this video right here signifies me letting go. Um, I really didn't want it to get to this point, but when both parties are not on the same page, one wants something different than the other, you got to learn how to let go. So letting go is never easy. Letting go is never painless, to say the least. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I haven't been back and forth with this decision. I haven't cried over it. I haven't prayed over it, whatever you want to say. But ending a relationship, friendship, marriage, whatever the fuck you want to call it, um, sometimes it's never easy. I mean, let me rephrase that. A marriage. Let me rephrase that. It's easy for one person, but it's never easy for for the next person, right? So one person's ready to move on, they're happy, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, and the other person's sitting there wondering what the fuck happened. How did we get to where we at? Things have been rough the last couple of years. I have my faults, but the thing about it is they have their fault too, right? And things that was done to me, I forgave, right? And here's the fucked up thing about forgiving. You forgive in good faith of hoping that a person won't do what they did in the first place to have to be forgiven for, right? But also in good faith that they have the understanding that we're humans, and just like they fucked up, there's going to be a time where you fuck up, and hoping you get the same forgiveness that you gave out. But it seems like people are not like that too much nowadays. And to sit here and use terms of endearment, but then as soon as you hear something you don't like or something that enrages you, you immediately turn against the person. So, to put everything into perspective, how I am is simply this: when I love all the way. And that's both a good thing and a bad thing for me, right? But in the same retrospect, when I let go, I let go. So, this video is saying I'm letting go. It's to the point where I'm realizing that holding on is hurting me more than letting go would. And if I'm to the point where I think holding on is going to do more harm to me than me letting go, then in that aspect, it's time for me to let go. Not saying letting go is not going to hurt me too, but I think letting go is going to hurt less than me holding on. So, with that being said, I now become the person that's in the wrong because I'm going to let go, right? And eventually, after a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months, maybe even a couple of years, who knows? That person's going to realize that letting go probably wasn't the best option. Honestly, I don't even know. It's not what I wanted, but I don't even know what the other party wants. So I got to do what's best for my mental at the moment. So, so basically, by me letting go and giving the other party what they say they want, and then that party realizing maybe this isn't what I want, and I in turn am honest with myself as well as to that person, I can't go through this mentally again. This is not good for me. I can't be a yo yo for someone else. that makes me the wrong person. That's how I'm wrong in their eyes. Because I'm not doing what they want me to do. I'm putting myself first for the first time in 13 and a half years. Just like they feel like they're putting themselves first for the first time in 13 and a half years by living their life, doing what they need to do, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine. But what everyone needs to understand is, like I said in all my videos, I've never proclaimed to be innocent. I never proclaimed to be perfect. But what I have proclaimed was I was in the fight. There was never a time where I said, this isn't it. I can't do this. But more than once, it was said to me, this isn't it. I can't do this. And then when that feeling passed, it was me with open arms to try again. I don't have no ill will towards anybody. I don't hate anybody. But I will say this, though. I've always been a man that's been honest, and that's been upfront, and that's been always what you see is what you get. After this, there will be no more relationships. There will be no more marriages. There will be no more belief in me and you, pretty much. I'm not saying I'm not gonna live life, but as far as putting my trust into someone again and believing that I can have a life or a solid relationship with someone, that's not it for me no more. So basically, what I'm saying is, in part of letting go of my current situation, I am indeed saying that it's going to take a hell of a woman, to make me even think about something serious ever again. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, when guys say that, that means they're just going to become male whores, or they're just going to sleep with anyone they can get their hands on. No, that's not what I mean in this case. I'm happy to get to know someone, to talk to someone, to date someone. What I mean by something serious is I would never, ever, ever try and get into a solidified relationship to a point where her nor I is thinking about possible marriage or family or anything of that such. Dating is fine, but as far as anything else past that, it's not it for me. I tried it, it didn't work out several times with a few different people. And yeah, it's not it. And I know a lot of people would say, well, if you had problems in several relationships, maybe you're the problem. I thought about that. I thought about that long and hard. I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I realized something. How is it I can be the problem when every relationship went the same way? Right? It went the same way. I was the faithful guy. I was the guy that was at the beck and call, and I got cheated on. So maybe I was the problem. Maybe lack of judgment. Maybe I gave too much too fast. I don't fucking know. But yeah, pretty much all ended the same way. The faithful guy gets cheated on. Only this time, it's realized that the faithful guy is the guy that shows up. See, I'm the guy that shows up, right? So you do me wrong, you fuck me over, you call me, I show up. That's just who I am. I'm the guy that shows up. And a lot of people would say, oh, well, that's on you. You're the stupid one for keep showing up for people. That's just who I am. I like to make sure that people are okay. If I can help, I'm going to help. Do I do it for a thank you? No. Do I do it for you to say, hey, he helped me? Do you get tired of being the one that shows up? I do. I do. But um, it's something that can't be helped. Like, I'll start off saying, I'm not going, I'm not going, I'm not going. And then I get another text or I get another phone call. And I say, I'm not going, I'm not going, I'm good, I'm good, I'm not going. And then I get that third text or that third phone call, and I always end up showing up. So, do women not like guys that show up? Because that's the feeling I'm starting to get. Do women not like guys that's there when they call them? Do women not like guys that has an intellect where you can talk to them about your problems and they actually give you real advice and not say, "Oh, that's crazy. I can't believe that happened to you. You okay? You want me to rub your feet?" Do women not like guys that can be attentive at times but choose not to be at other times? Like, what is the end goal here for the future? Is it the guys that don't give a damn about anything but themselves is going to be the ones that make it in this world when it comes to females? The guys that treat women nice until they get sex from them and then it's no more? The guys that treat women nice until they get tired of the sex from them and then no more? Those are the guys that women like now? I'm confused. Very much confused. And it's not that like I'm bitter or I'm a hater or I'm angry or whatever. I'm just confused. I don't get nor do I understand the events that happens in life anymore or the events that's happening in my life for that matter. People people who see me in real life that communicate with me, they say I'm holding up pretty well. That's what they say. They say I'm holding up pretty well. But I'm fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. But what does showing that I'm fucked up really do? Nothing. Honestly. Because to be perfectly honest with everyone, okay? If a person cared how you felt, then you showing your emotions that you're fucked up would hit different to them, right? It would make them feel a certain type of way. They could be angry as fuck at you. But if they cared about you and you're showing you're vulnerable and you're down, their anger is gonna start to disappear a little bit, right? They're gonna at least try and halfway comfort you and say, "Hey, I'm still angry at you. This doesn't change anything, but I hate seeing you like this." That's what a person that's what I think a person that actually cares about someone would do, right? But instead, you get the, I don't know why you're upset. I'm the one that got fucked over. I'm the one that's this. I'm the one that's that. I'm the one that's this. I'm the one that's that. So then you start to realize when you're not on the same page like you have been, that it's always been about I. It's never been about we or us. It's always been about I. And I think that's part of the reason why I realize I have to let go. Because when we're not on the same page, it's always I, me. The only time there's a you is when it's in a negative light. You hurt me. You ruined me. You're a stalker. You're an abuser. You're this. You're that. I get it all. I get it all. And like I've said before, I've had private conversations with a few people. Chevy knows a little bit more than most people do. But yeah, it's gotten physical a couple of times. You know, she's punched me in my face a few times. I smacked on top of the head a few times in retaliation. I was 100% wrong for that. Let me take full ownership of that because I've always taken full ownership for that in private, in public, whatever. I was wrong. Shouldn't have did that. Lost my cool, whatever. I was wrong. But see, the thing about that Piccadilly is in the state of New York, it's considered domestic. So when you do that, you both go to jail. So if we both go to jail, I lose my son because we have no one to watch my son. My sister passed. She don't get along with her family too well. I don't talk to any one of my other family members. The only other family member I talk to is my brother, and he lives out down south. So, yeah. Eh, that's kind of a gray area. I mean, I don't believe if you have control over your mind and your emotions, you're supposed to hit a female back even if she does hit you. But I don't I don't really know that it's fair for a male to hit a female. I mean, there's some pretty fucking strong females out there, don't get me wrong, but still. Now, I'm quite sure if the right people watch this video on YouTube, I'll get flack for this too. I'll get in trouble for this. I'll get yelled at, scalded, whatever you want to call it. But, like I said before, everyone has to let go in their own way. Me sitting here telling myself I'm going to let go, telling myself I need to move on, telling myself I need to just live my life. That's not going to work. I've done it before several times. And I'm good for a certain amount of days and then I'm right back to where I started. I know someone, a guy that was beat by his ex-wife. All he did was put his hands out to block her punch. Well, yeah, that's what I did recently, but it doesn't get like that now. But I mean, I don't know. Like, is it right for a female to feel like it's okay to hit a male? Like, I don't know. I don't know how to think about that. Like, but wasn't he the one getting beat? I'm confused. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why I don't do anything legal because it's like the man's getting abused and he goes to jail. Like, how does that make sense? So here's my thing, right? I said it in a couple of videos back. Love means different things to different people, right? So I loved with what I thought was the best I had, right? Oh, that's cool. So in the end, it worked out for him. Not bad. I love the best way I thought I knew how, right? So growing up, I didn't have the healthy, you know, examples of relationships and marriages, right? Like, I always seen the arguments and the fighting. So, not saying my mom never talked to me about the ins and outs of relationships or whatever, but what was told to me was not what I saw, right? So, as a child growing up, you start to see things, and in a child's mind, it starts to be normalized, right? So, I always thought the more you argued, the more you cared about somebody, right? How I've always been, and I told every female I've ever been with, when the things you do stop bothering me, that's when you know I don't care anymore. And I've always been like that. Like, if I don't care about someone, nothing you do is going to phase me. Like, nothing. So, like, this is where I'm trying not to go in this situation. But after the last couple of situations and circumstances that I've been a part of, it's really, really not good for my mental for me to continue on the path that I'm on. So now I have to go on that road that I don't want to go on because I don't feel like the love is 1000% gone, if that makes sense. But now I have to push it away in order for me to be okay mentally and emotionally because I can't keep going through the same thought process that I've been going through. I can't keep spontaneously throwing up blood, right? I can't keep feeling less than 100% every other day. And I know for a fact that this situation has a lot to do with what I'm going through mentally and emotionally. So I have to let that go. Now, people will say, well, if you was the same in every relationship, how do you know this time it's love? That's easy to answer because every other time I went down this road, it wasn't hard at all. It took one thing for a female to do something to me. And once I started driving down this road, there was no looking back. There was no second guessing. There was no, damn, did I make the right decision? It was one and done. This time, I'm having a hard time with that done part. So I'm on the road, but I always seem to take a U turn. I always seem to take a detour. Is it noticed? No, not at all. Is it appreciated? Never. So now, what I have to do is force myself to get further down this road than I've ever gone before. And Yeah, that's a scary thought. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, it's what I have to do for me. And I'm not saying, in a couple of weeks, months, years, whatever, that someone else is gonna see me or run across me and say, "Hey, I want to date that guy." That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm preparing myself for a long, long journey of being alone, which is not really a bad thing in retrospect. But when you're used to being with someone, when you're used to having a partner to share certain things with, to do certain things with, or know someone's going to be there when you get off of work, or whatever the case may be. It's hard to come to the realization that that's not what it is anymore. So it takes some getting used to. And I mean, I was kind of nervous about doing this podcast because I didn't know how I was going to react or if I would even be able to keep it together. But shit seems to be going pretty well. Um, I'm not really sure the fact that I'm holding it together so well is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I guess it's a little bit of both. Good for me, probably a little bad for them. Who knows? One thing I will say is simply this, though. I don't really talk about it too much to too many people. Oh, don't cry, Chevy. Things are going to work out. I promise. But one thing that I don't really talk about to too many people, um, Chevy knows about this, but not too many people know about it. So basically, when I go through traumatic experiences like this, like really traumatic, I have what they like to call selective split personality disorder, right? What that is I have an alter ego that copes with certain things better than my original self can. Chevy's met him for a little while. That guy, that guy is an evil motherfucker. He cares about nothing or no one. He doesn't have empathy. He does not show sympathy, compassion, but he is brutally honest. Now, I did, he did make an appearance for a little while. Chevy met him, like I said. And that was because I didn't think that I can get through this. I didn't feel like I was strong enough to put my best foot forward and realize that being alone might not be such a bad thing. But after recent events and everything else, and you know, I'm starting to realize that being alone is not such a bad thing at all. So you have borderline personality disorder. Eh, I guess you can call it that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you can definitely call it that. I would say. But oh boy, I'm getting a lot of messages here. Not cool. Yeah, I've been on medicine for it before. But yeah. So I used to for 5 years. They took me off the meds and they stopped me from seeing psych because they said it was under control. Now, let me just be perfectly clear. Alex hasn't made an appearance in 5 years. The first time he's been back was when Chevy met him recently, and he didn't stay long. So, I mean, I'm feeling like I do need to go back to the doctor soon, just because Alex came back. But in a weird way, maybe Alex coming out was a blessing in disguise, because before Alex, I was a mess. Like, I was crying every like 15, 20 minutes, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Everything she said to me, I cried. Half the time, it wasn't even something that serious. It's just, it was just the tone. But like, now I'm starting to feel like, you know, I'm at peace, right? Like, it's accepting. I've accepted the reality of the situation. So the fact is, I strongly urge you to get to the psych ASAP. Well, I am gonna go back to the doctor, but I highly doubt they're gonna put me back on meds because I don't think they're gonna see me a danger to myself or anyone. 5 years ago, I was a danger to everybody, but I don't even have any anger in me. That's the issue. It was really more hurt and depression, but I honestly don't feel too hurt anymore. I feel fucked up. I feel like a partial failure, but I mean, at the same time, everything happens for a reason, right? That's what they say. So, like I said, I'm always the guy that shows up, right, when people need me. So maybe this situation is a lesson. What lesson? I don't know yet. But it was definitely in my life for so long to teach me something. Am I going to figure it out tomorrow? Probably not. But a marriage, friendship, partnership, any relationship takes two people. That's true. 100%. But even though people say it's not healthy and you shouldn't do it, I am who I am. And as the man of the relationship, marriage, partnership, this is my failure. So it failed because of something I didn't do, could have done, should have done, said, didn't say, should have said. I don't know. But as far as placing blame, I would never place blame on her. I would never say if she did this, we wouldn't be here. Or if she said that, we wouldn't be here. Or if she didn't do this, we wouldn't be here. This fail, this fail is on me. So, because this fail is on me, and it's so easy for her to move on and live her life, even though it was stated that she hasn't moved on. But because it's easy for her to move on and live her life, I have to let go. Am I saying she doesn't love me? No, that's not what I'm saying. Only she knows if she loves me or not, right? Just like only I know if I love her. But the bottom line is simply this: if she let go, or didn't let go, or whatever it may be, I have to do the same thing 100%. Because if I don't, then I'm only suffering by myself, right? And if I'm only suffering by myself, then how is it fair to me to live to how is it fair that she's living life and I'm sitting here wondering what I did wrong and how I could fix it when it's obvious fixing it is not an option. So in conclusion, I have learned that letting go is not a bad thing. It's a hard thing, but it's not a bad thing. And if people don't want to see your worth through your flaws, through your mistakes, through your fuck ups, through your trip ups, then maybe, just maybe, they never really loved you. That's just a thought. And if they don't want to listen to your feelings about a situation that they may be involved in or that they maybe have put upon you and put upon the both of you because they just don't want to hear what a fucked up person they are, or they just don't want to hear how you feel unappreciated or less than or whatever it may be, then guess what? It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be hard. But maybe they don't deserve to be in your presence. Maybe they don't deserve to be in your life anymore. Maybe, just maybe, if you cut off access to yourself just for a bit to see how it affects them, then maybe they would see what your worth is. Maybe they will understand what it's like for you not to be in your life 100%. This is just general advice. This is not me fishing for anything. Like I said, as far as my situation goes, I know it's time to let go. But for other people that's in similar situations or whatever, maybe it's time for you to pick you. Maybe it's time for you to realize that you are special, that you do deserve to be paid attention to. You do deserve to smile. You do deserve to be happy. Maybe, just maybe, it's time you start looking in different places. My grandmother used to say the world is an oyster. There's plenty of pearls to be found. Maybe that's true. Maybe we stumble upon the wrong pearl and get fooled into thinking it's the one for us. Who knows? But anyway, that was my piece. I cleansed my soul. I appreciate everyone that showed up. Piccadilly Chevy. Uh, Maestro's lurking. I know he's lurking. I seen it. So thank you, Maestro. Um, really don't know what else to say. Um, other than, huh? And there's no one for me to raid. How do you like that? All right. So that being said, you too, Hot Piccadilly. Thank you for stopping by. With that being said, I want to thank everyone for stopping by. I want to thank my sponsors, Made to Stand Out. They're very cool. You too, Chevy. We'll be talking in Discord though. They are a very cool company, Made to Stand Out. I believe they are in Michigan. I want to say. Michigan. Okay. So yeah, they're in Michigan. Their hoodies are comfortable. They're semi-religious. Semi-religious. They're a semi-religious clothing company. Yeah. So, for you guys that have my Facebook, uh hop on my Facebook, click the link, check it out, 15% off. Swift Lifestyles. Pre-workout, energy booster, focus, revitalize, energy. They're also a cool company. Their mix tastes great. I got the bubblegum flavor. Tastes awesome. Again, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you have those, click the link. Get 15% off that as well. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. I will be back tomorrow streaming some GTA, I believe. So thank you. Have a good night and laters. Doo-doo-doo. I'm still here. That I was leaving right now. I'm really leaving now. Okay. So yeah. Laters.